you know, everyone expects you to blow everybody out. It's not like that. That's just not reality. You got to win. It wasn't pretty offensively. It was beautiful defensively. I mean, can someone tell me the last time a UCLA defense scored 3 touchdowns in one half? Maybe never. But a lot to improve on, and that's what's encouraging. You can come out 3 time zones, play early in the morning. You know, for our body clocks, I don't know if that's an excuse. Get a win and still have a lot to improve on. It's exciting. So I'm excited about this football team.
What were some of the specific issues you saw in offense?
I think that we were tense. I think we were tight. I think, like I told them, you don't have to score a touchdown every single play. You know, not every play is designed to be a touchdown. And I felt like we were just trying to just do too much. And in doing too much, we didn't do really much at all early. So I think we just need to kind of calm down and just play the game, you know, and not put too much pressure on ourselves. And I think that was the issue early.
Is that a factor of it just being the first game? The fact that you haven't played a game in a while?
Probably, you know, the first game, some new guys, you know, up front, a good defense. It was putting, you know, they were bringing some heat, all those things, you know. But look, we got to win, and we got a lot to improve upon, and we will improve upon it. And you know, when I was standing by the door and they were all walking in, you would have thought we'd lost that game just by the expression on our young men's faces. And so to me, that gives me a good feeling, you know, because I know what their expectations are, and they're real about things. That's good.
When you say trying not to do too much, is that Brett trying to do too much?
I think everybody, you know, like you saw early in the first half, we had 2 holds, we had 2 false starts, and we had probably 3 or 4 drops. You know, I didn't count them, but I just know there were multiple drops. We aren't a team in practice that drops the ball. I mean, you know, you're going to have drops, but you don't see a lot of drops, and that was an inordinate amount for us. And so I think we were just trying to, you know, run before we caught it, just do all the things, the basics that you're supposed to. The fundamentals, you know, we weren't executing the fundamentals necessarily. We were like moving beyond them, trying to go too fast. And so I really feel confident we'll get that stuff squared away.
How much does the loss of Jake Brendel affect the offensive line, do you think, today?
Well, I think it affects it, but, you know, I don't want that to ever be an excuse. You know, I looked out there one time, and you know, our right tackle's a sophomore, our right guard's a sophomore, our center's a sophomore, our left guard is a freshman, and our left tackle is, you know, playing his first game for us. So it's a young group, but it's a promising group. Getting Jake back, getting Simon back. You know, Simon will be back out with us Monday. You know, working Connor McDermott back in there a little bit. I know there's going to be a lot of concern about our offensive line, and it's warranted at this point. Anyone that watched that game would go, my goodness, you know, what are we going to do about the offensive line? For those of us that know, we know that we've got a good group. We just got to play better. We've got to play better, and I believe that we will, because they're well coached and they're willing to work hard.
What problems did that Virginia defense pose for the offense?
Well, I thought they were big and physical. I thought that their Mike linebacker did an excellent job at timing up his blitzes, and he hit them up the middle, and he was physical, and they were stout. You know, they were physical up front, and they put good pressure on us.
What was Brett able to do on that touchdown drive?
I feel like we rhythmed up a little bit. You know, we played like we practiced. I know that's an old coach cliche, but we kind of let it. We exhaled a little bit. He ran the ball well, you know. But I, you know, like I said, I know we're going to be a lot better than that. I'm excited to watch us grow from today.
Does he need to take more of a share of the running game? It seems like you guys are a little more fluid when he ran on those drives.
He is a very good runner, but we don't want that to be our running game. We want to be able to run the ball. Now, our offense didn't have the ball a lot in the first half. Now, that's because they were going 3 and out, and our defense would score. When you score on defense, you have to go back out on defense. You know, you score 3 touchdowns on defense in one half, your offense is going to be out there a lot. But I would just like to see us establish a little more rhythm with our offense, and I know that we will. I'm confident that we will.
Did Paul Perkins kind of not necessarily win the starting spot, but maybe earn more carries because of this game today?
I think you'll see Tracy is split still with Paul and Jordan. You know, I don't know that Jordan got a lot of opportunities early, you know, and Paul took advantage of the opportunities that he got. There were some good holes for him. So, but I'd still like to be able to use both of those guys and be interchangeable with them, and I think they can both be effective.
Did Virginia switch to different quarterbacks there? Did that surprise you? Did you have to make any kind of adjustments at halftime there?
It didn't surprise me, but it certainly gave them a spark. He came in and he did a really nice job. You know, he's mobile and he can run. He ran for some first downs, got some yardage, hit a couple of really nice fade balls where we had good coverage, and they're big physical receivers. They went up and took it away from us. So, yeah, I thought it gave them a real spark offensively. I think the one thing defensively that was consistent for us is our ability to stop the run. You know, I think if you can stop the run the way we stop the run on a consistent basis, you're going to have a chance to have some success.
How did you like a healthy Kendricks today?
Well, I think that, you know, he flashed. He did some things. He had the touchdown. He made some open field tackles. There's probably a couple things in coverage that we can improve upon. Well, heck, there's a whole lot of things we can improve upon. This was the first game that we're going to grow from today.
How big of a role did Owa play, and just how well did the defense play today?
I thought the defense played very well. You know, I mean, like I said, when you stop the run the way we did, and you put the ball in the end zone 3 times, that's a pretty special day defensively. But at the same time, our standards are so high for our defense, because I think we can be a very, very good defense that, you know, anything that we give up, you know, anytime we get beat, we're going to take it and dissect it, and not just say, well, that happens. You know, that's never going to be our attitude. And so, while I like a lot of the things we did, there's going to be a lot of room for correction as well.
Was that what you hoped to see from Owa in his first game back in a while?
Yeah, you know, he caused the interception on the first, you know, on Ish's, really good rush. He applied some pressure, although I thought their quarterback did a really good job of stepping up into the pocket. A couple times he was able to get up in there on the inside and escape, and we had a couple of our younger defensive tackles in there, so we've just got to clean that up and not give them an escape lane. But you know, I love having Owa back, and he's a physical presence.
You've been talking about replacing pass rush, losing Anthony and Cassius. How do you think that worked out today?
I mean, I thought we collapsed the pocket, but we were just a step short getting there. You know, I thought Deion Hollins had some good pressures, but we didn't get there a lot. Now, when you tip a ball and it gets run back for a touchdown, that's a nice play, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. And once again, I think we'll get better at that. You know, I think AWOL will get better, Aaron Walsh will get better at that. I think that Deion, you know, he's coming alive. I mean, I think you're starting to see some of the things we saw when we recruited him. Owa, he'll get back in the groove a little bit. You know, our inside rushers with Eddie, and we'll try to work Ainu in there a little bit on the inside because he's got some quickness. But it's not easy to replace Cassius Marsh and Anthony Barr and Keenan Graham. I mean, those guys were, you know, outstanding defensive football players who were able to apply a lot of pressure to the quarterback. But I still believe that, you know, guys will step up and do it.
The two pick sixes you had, was that your defense able to read their starting quarterback, or was he telegraphing certain things, or what do you attribute those to?
Well, the first one was really Owa, you know, a good rush off his backside and getting a hit right when he's delivering it, and then Ish having tight coverage and making the play. The second one, they had a little bit of a tendency that Eric Kendricks was clued into, and he was able to step in front of that one and make the play. But I don't believe that he was telegraphing anything. I think those guys just made pretty nice plays.
Coach, you said that overall the team excelled as the game went on. How much do you see Brett become more comfortable as the game went on?
I never felt like Brett wasn't comfortable. You know, I mean, on the sideline, he had a great demeanor the whole time. He was pretty relaxed. I think it was more the guys around him. You know, I never saw him get flustered with the rush. That's Brett, you know. He kept his cool. And I've seen him in games in the past where it hasn't been going well when we thought it would be, and maybe he's gotten tight. But I didn't sense that out of him. I thought that more than anything, we got to catch the ball consistently, and I think that'll help a lot of things.
Jim, you talked about Brett not wanting him to be your main running back, but it seems to me that good teams with great players need those players to make plays at certain points in the game, and there was a point in the game where Brett had to make some plays.
And he did.
Yeah, is that kind of what you want to see him do? Is, you know, just not expose himself when he has to do something. You got to do it.
I totally agree with you. You know, great players make plays when they need to be made, and Brett is capable of doing that. You know, and even that when we had to punt there at the end, he threw that really nice out ball that I think it was Thomas Duarte hit him right in the hands, and you know, unfortunately he didn't catch. But Brett's capable of that, and his demeanor on the sidelines today was so much different than in any other game where we've struggled offensively. You know, go back and think about the Stanford games where we kind of struggled last year, and it just didn't feel right. And today he was a different guy, and so that to me is a real positive. It's not necessarily going to show up in the stats, You know, people are going to be critical of things, but, you know, when you're standing there next to him or you're watching him coming on and off the field, you get a sense of where he is. And so that, to me, was encouraging.
Given how unlikely it is that you'll get 3 defensive touchdowns in a quarter again, did you feel on the field like you kind of escaped one here?
No, I thought we won one.
You talked about Brett and how this game was different, how he was more calm and composed. Like, what do you attribute that change to?
Well, he's always calm, not always, he's usually very calm and composed. That's kind of his character. I think that he's matured. I think he has a lot of confidence in himself. I think he has confidence in the guys around him. I think he's developed into a very good leader. I think he understands that, you know, there's going to be plays where guys maybe drop the ball or they miss their block. You know, he's never going to be perfect either. While he holds everybody around him to a very high standard, he has enough confidence in himself and those players around him to cut him a little slack at times. You know, I think that's what he has to do. There's that really narrow window of being hard and tense and still being poised. And I think he's really kind of found the sweet spot there. Okay?